for this featherweight fight. The former champion, 39 years old. His opponent, 3 years younger, 2 inches taller. Is the sole assassin. Here is Michael C. Williams.
From Milano here at Bellator Kickboxing, we go back now to the featherweight division scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'8", weighing in 144.6 pounds, his professional record, 34 wins, 10 losses, 1 draw. Hailing from Genova, Italia, presenting Shan Cangelosi. Across the ring, his adversary out of the red corner. At 5'10", weighing in 145.6 pounds, the former Bellator Kickboxing Featherweight World Champion enters tonight with 33 professional victories, 11 defeats. Fighting out of San Diego, California, USA, introducing Kevin, the Soul Assassin Ross. In charge, your referee, Brian Miner.
Brian Miner, our referee. Fight scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. A combined 67 professional wins. Kevin Ross in the red gloves. Southpaw stance for Shan Cangelosi. He is in the blue gloves.
Oh, you look at that beautiful low kick by Kevin Ross on that lead leg. Back leg as Cangelosi is trying to throw. Kevin Ross is a technician, but he's had the same problem as Cangelosi. Comes from a straight Muay Thai background, beautiful lean back. He is a guy that has had to learn how to fight kickboxing because it is different, and now he's saying, I'm feeling much more comfortable with it.
And Kevin Ross made the comment, John and Josh, that this would be a tough fight for Shan because of the different pace of kickboxing as opposed to fighting in Muay Thai.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about it earlier with the boxing versus Muay Thai. The hands and the speed of the boxers do well against Muay Thai guys because they lack kind of in the boxing area where they lean on their elbows, knees, and kicks. With Kevin, though, Kevin used to train up at CSA, and they're very good and very well-rounded. They got a gym filled with just MMA guys, kickboxers that fight this type of style of kickboxing. So for him to leave and move down to Southern California, that shows that he just needed a change of pace.
Gaston Bolanos, of course, a longtime teammate of his, and Kevin has said in the past he loves fighting in Italy. He has family here. He had not been here in about 2 decades before his fight in Florence back in December of 2017, a non-title fight. And then really, Kevin's comment, John, on the knockout that Gabriel Varga earned in the title fight, he said, I didn't really make a mistake. It just got clipped. My hands were up. They were in the right spot.
It just
went through his hands. He just found a home. Yeah, he just found a home.
And you can find that hole in the defense, and his hands were in the right spot. It just went through, and it landed in the right spot that it hurt Kevin. He couldn't recover. I talked to Kevin about his absence and moving down to San Diego, and he talked about, man, I just needed a break. And I am refreshed now, and I've decided, okay, I'm out of Muay Thai. I am into kickboxing, and I am going to start fighting like a kickboxer instead of a Muay Thai specialist, where kicks and the pace is just different. He goes, I want to have a high RPM fight. I want to go after him with a ton of techniques.
His book, Dancing with Sanchez, went 5 rounds. That taught him that he belonged. 39 years old, born in Reading, Pennsylvania.
What you have to remember is this. Joe Schilling's making his transition from kickboxing to MMA. Bolanos is still doing both. And you can see, though, if you want to make that transition, Kevin Ross is doing that. Look, even though it was Muay Thai to kickboxing, it's still a different sport. That's what you're looking at. It's the same sport, but it's different. And you got to make the full committed change if you want to do it. 1 foot in, 1 foot out is not the answer. This is the hurt business. This isn't something you do half foot in, 1 foot out. You have to go all in.
Hezdy Gergis fighting in MMA later tonight here inside what will be the Bellator cage, which is hanging high from the Raptors right now. A push late in the round. And that, what Josh said, John, is a perfect example because Hezdy, with all the kickboxing and Muay Thai experience, said that he has left that all behind.
You have to
focus on MMA.
It was one of the things I was talking to Kevin about, and we were talking about other fighters. And Gaston Milan was one of the ones that we were talking about. He goes, I've told him, pick one. You cannot be a world champion at all. They are different, and you must train differently for all of them.
Hesdy's wife, Denise Kielholtz, is trying to do both.
Yep. Now she is the Bellator kickboxing champion, and she is fantastic. But you can see that she has struggled in the MMA realm because you can't be that world champion in both. It is so difficult to be a world champion, and to do it in two different sports, you're asking so much.
I told you earlier, the pace is different, the range is different, everything is different from MMA to kickboxing. It's the same thing from Muay Thai to this kickboxing.
Round 2 of 2 men who are coming off of title fights against Gabriel Varga, the former champion with the slip.
And one of the things if you're watching the fight right now, one of the differences, Cangelosi is still fighting like a Muay Thai guy. As far as look at his head movement, it's non-existent. That's why Kevin just blasted him. Kevin is at least starting to give that head movement. You're seeing him start to roll and slip, and all of those things make it more difficult to land that shot. Look where his head comes off the center line. Even with the kick, nice job of defending by Kevin Ross.
And he just ducked under that spinning kick so calmly.
And it's not this exaggerated movement. It's the 2 to 3 inches that you're just slipping. That makes all the difference in the world.
Puts you in position for that slip and rip.
Yep.
Kevin Ross has said in the past, being a champion is the culmination, not about winning streaks. It's how you handle yourself after losses during the hard times, and Kevin has always done that in first-class fashion.
Right now you're seeing a difference in style. Cangelosi is going after the very big, flashy techniques, while Kevin Ross is going after simple, basic techniques, but one is landing while the other isn't.
Cangelosi Sonpayak, his nickname passed on from his father, means a man who fights in different ways. Midway point of this 3-round battle.
That was a nice left hand by Cangelosi that landed.
You can tell that Kevin's been obviously at a new camp, but he's working on different things. He's a little bit off pace than we normally see him. He's a little bit off pace. But you can tell he's working on the things that they're working on in his gym.
Starting to push forward here in the latter part of round number 2. The man in the blue gloves fighting out of Genoa, Italy.
And you saw how he threw that hand and then cut the angle on it to try to throw the second. Nice body shot by Ross.
Cangelosi was coming off a long break from a bad injury from some knees he took in a previous fight. Gave Gabriel Varga all the credit for the finish in 2 minutes and 42 seconds, but said, you know what, maybe under different conditions I might have been able to withstand that blow and continue to fight. Maybe the winner of this one could see Gabriel Varga down the road and have another chance at featherweight gold. Final 30 seconds, round 2.
Kevin doing a good job getting his head offline and then coming back with that little lead left uppercut.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
And you can see every time that he decides to step outside with his left leg, he's landing that hook to the body, and he's keeping Cangelosi from being able to attack with a counter.
Good body kick.
That was nice there. He stepped, turned off the pocket, threw the punch, caught the kick, and then threw off the kick, catching of the kick. Very nice.
And good knees right in the final seconds of the round.
Watch Ross here, left hand, nice, beautiful left hook straight up. And you can see what I'm talking about with Cangelosi. Nice little slip of the big flashy movement, but they're just not hitting Kevin Ross while Ross is touching Cangelosi.
Getting set for the third and final round. How's this one stand in your mind, John?
Right now, I've got Kevin Ross leading this. He's the guy that's landing the volume. There hasn't been really any damaging shots by either fighter. Obviously, no knockdowns, but Kevin Ross is the one landing the volume. He's the guy that's ahead.
I like what you shared with me, one of your favorite Kevin Ross quotes. If all else fails, just remember, Don't act like, you know, and everything else will work itself out.
There you go.
I don't get it.
We'll text you.
Okay.
It's a certain body part.
It's, yeah, I just didn't want to say the word. Yes.
Right there is
years old.
exactly what Kevin Ross needs to do. That nice little step outside to the left. Every time he does that, he causes a big problem for Cangelosi.
Very nice job catching the kick, throwing the right hand right off of it.
15-year-plus journey. 33 professional wins, 16 by knockout for the former champion. Just leans back away from that kick.
This is a fight that I wish was 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Because you can tell the first 2 rounds was their warm-up.
You can see right now both fighters getting in the pocket, feeling that range and trying to unload with shots. Nice job by Cangelosi coming forward. But Ross is just rolling and just flowing with everything that's happening right now.
By age 21, Cangelosi had been fighting in some of the biggest stadiums, world famous, in Thailand. So both men have really starred in this sport and in Muay Thai and striking. K1 kickboxing glory for a long time. Final 130 of our third and final round. That kick checked.
Nice. Very nice job on that. Remember we were saying he stepped off and comes back with that little
Every
quick
time he
uppercut.
steps off to the left, he has been landing the shot and being able to come with a counter, and nothing can come back on him when he uses that footwork in that fashion.
Because his head's off center, right?
Absolutely, man. You know, what is Cangelosi going to try to land with? Well, he's going to try to land with his power, which is his left hand. And when a guy has stepped outside of you, you can't throw it.
Taking those shots on the elbow and firing right back. Final 40 seconds now. And to Josh's point, 5-round fights have been on the docket of Kevin Ross in his Bellator kickboxing career.
I mean, huge difference in the Kevin Ross and He just took a good shot there, though.
And another. Cangelosi coming on late.
Kevin in Muay Thai used to use a foot sweep all the time. Right now, he'd like to go back to it. He just knows he can't use it in the kickboxing ring. Big shots, nice. Cangelosi going after it, like it.
What a fight! Kevin Ross, Shan Cangelosi, putting on a show here in Milan.
We have 2 guys with this much experience. I'd like to see a little bit more because we saw the best rounds was in the 3rd round. Normally you see the best rounds in the 1st round with guys that don't have this much experience because then they get tired by the 3rd round. These guys are just getting warmed up in the 3rd round.
Yep. Watch the shot here. Beautiful left hook, right hand straight down the pipe, and then the uppercut. That's nice work with the hands, and look at that step outside. Cangelosi trying to come back. That nice uppercut by Kevin Ross. Beautiful footwork. That's what I'm talking about. You do that, you're controlling the fight. Cangelosi trying to come back. Throws the right. Here comes the straight right. That one lands. Nice little left. Not a lot of power behind either one, but those are landing strikes.
Kevin won the title back in 2017, going the full 5 rounds. Won by split decision. Let's see who has won this one. Michael C. Williams with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go to your judges' scorecards. Stefano Valente scores the fight 29-28, while judges Doug Crosby and Sal D'Amato both see it the same 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Shan Cangelosi.
That is a huge win coming off the title fight. for Shan Cangelosi as he defeats the former champion.